Today's episode is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And, there's no forgetting about what a great value an All-Star Vacation Home is. I mean, you get so much stuff, so much space, so many great amenities. And the best part is it's for a fraction of the price. It's not like you're getting all this stuff and you're paying Waldorf Astoria prices. You're paying nothing for this place. It's such a great deal. This is what I love about an All-Star Vacation Home. So check them out at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, December 11th, 2009, and this is episode 655 of WW Today. I'm Matt Hodgberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Mike,
yes.
Feels like we've done this before.
I'm so tired from this cruise, and now yesterday with Dole Whip and the party last night, I'm just burnt out.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Mike, I want to thank you for helping Michelle and I last night, handing out the lanyards and everything at the fireworks meet. So thank you very much.
It was a great time.
Yeah, it was great. Still kind of bummed over it was the night not being there. And I was actually even more bummed when I turned my Walt Disney World calendar to December, and they had prominently displayed as the picture for December a shot of that particular Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party show. But anyways,
that is a really long quote.
Yeah. on to the opening. I haven't invented an emergency brake yet, but I'm in full control. Well, watch your heads.
Timekeeper.
Nope.
Watch your heads.
The attraction where Pooh is right now.
He went and then poo.
Oh, the attraction where Pooh is.
Yeah, the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
No,
I got nothing.
I have Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. It's when he's flying with that crazy.
The little crazy thing.
Oh yeah.
You thought it was Pooh.
Also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome to the show, Annette.
Hey, welcome, guys. Hey, in just a little bit, we'll be doing the live show. So wake up.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. If you're listening in the morning, if this is Friday morning, tune in at 2 o'clock, Matt? 3 o'clock?
Yeah, 2 o'clock sounds good.
2 o'clock.
after the Kakigori meet, of course.
Yes.
We'd have a Kakigori first.
Yeah, check out Mouse World Radio for sure.
That's right.
Well, on today's show, we are talking about an interesting idea because I was doing some thinking. Back when Walt Disney World first opened, and certainly when Disneyland had been open for a number of years, the way that tickets, the way that you got into the park was a little different than it is now. Before you got actually ride booklets where each ride was rated between an A and an E, and E being the super headliner amazing attraction, and an A being like the
Swan boats,
right? Something just so bland and not as obviously not as exciting. So that stopped in 1982. But we thought, what if they still had that system now? How would we rank the attractions at a given park? And today we're going to talk about Epcot and how we would rank the attractions if we had the old system. So let's start in Future World. Excuse me. And let's start with first attraction on my list I got here is Club Cool.
That's the first attraction.
It's
an attraction. A.
According
for easy. Push the button.
Yeah, it's got to be an A, right?
Unless you do Beverly.
Actually, Matt, in order for it to qualify, it'd have to have some kind of a turnstile. So I don't know if Club Cool's
It worked.
I have it. I just going on the list here that All Ears has. So they call it an attraction. I call it an attraction.
Okay. A.
Newell?
Yeah, A.
Okay. Now this one's going to be difficult. I mean, next one is Interventions. Now, are we going to group the whole thing as Interventions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole thing of Interventions. Scopo, where do you think Interventions?
I'd say it's C because there's a lot of interactivity.
I'm going to say B, and the reason I say B is because one of the things they want, you always ended up with more like A and B tickets than D or E tickets for, obviously demand. And the reason why I'm going to say B is because they're corporate sponsored ones, specifically, like more so than Morse attractions. And so I pick B because I would think that they would want to give a little more exposure to the masses. That's why I picked B. Newell, what are your thoughts?
I was gonna either say B or A. I'm leaning towards more B though. I agree with you on what you said.
Annette?
I'm kind of B. They would want you in there. I'm with you on the corporate sponsorship and stuff. They'd want you in there to give you exposure to the other items.
Okay.
In there.
Next attraction is Journey into Imagination.
Which version? The one now?
Yeah, the one now.
Because the one now would be different than the original, or
Yeah. I'm going to go for Journey Imagine. I'm going to give it a C. C ticket. What do you think, Newell?
oh wow. Yeah, I would agree with C.
I'm going to give it a D.
D. Really?
Give it a D
Really?
because I recall a lot of the dock rides, I should say, back in the 70s for Magic Kingdom. Most of them were Ds.
Oh.
So I'm going to give it a D.
Annette?
I was going C because, it's definitely C for children. Really, C just because that's one you definitely could take everybody on. And
Okay.
Well, they were all something you could take everyone on.
well, I know, but C.
Well, not necessarily, because the next one up is Mission Space.
You could take everybody on that one. They might come
Right.
out.
Annette, what are your thoughts on Mission Space?
Well, E, unless you take the chicken one, but E. Would it be because the two lines? Would you have a D and an E?
That's a good question. I think you have to keep it just one.
Yeah.
So E.
Yeah, I agree. E.
I agree.
E. I agree. E.
All right, full sweep. How about the Seas with Nemo and Friends? And I guess we're talking about the ride, the what's it called? The
The cab ride, whatever they call
yeah,
it.
yeah.
The clam
The
ride.
cab
Clam
ride.
ride. Clam
And the
ride.
clam.
Clams, yeah.
Clams ride. What do you think, Scopa? Clam ride.
That's probably a D. CD. I'm going to say D.
I'll go with D on that one. I think you got to have some D attractions, obviously. So, given that, I'm going to go with that as well. Newell?
I'm going to say C. The ride is way too fast in order to classify it as a D in my opinion. So I'm going to say C.
Fair enough.
See, I'm going D, but it's because of all of the details and stuff as you're coming in. I mean, they really wanted you to feel like you were walking into the sea. And
Plus, it's going to be very popular with the kiddies. So that's fair enough. All right, how about here's another toughie. Soarin'.
Next.
E, I think we all agree, right?
C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
E.
How about Living with the Land?
That's a B.
I'd agree with that. I'll go with B.
Yeah.
B.
I would agree
Yeah.
with that too.
Even though it has Fast Pass, I'll go with B. How about of course, our namesake, the Universe of Energy?
That's that's a real tough one. I'm gonna say, boy, that's a strong D. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm putting D as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe opening day.
It was E. Yeah.
But I'm going to say D for sure.
Well, but I think this version is D. I think that the previous version might have been a C.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Noel, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with everybody on that and say D.
How about Spaceship Earth?
Well, prior to everything being changed, I would have made an argument that could almost be an E. But right now, I think it's just a D right now.
Noel?
I'm gonna say strong D too as well.
Annette?
Yeah, strong D. I almost said E just because everybody's drawn to it.
Right.
But D.
I agree with D too, but I was actually leaning more towards C than E. But I think it is still a D attraction.
Jeremy Irons would have been an E.
I agree.
The changes,
Walter Cronkite.
yeah. Walter Cronkite would have been an E. The changes that they recently did, as physically, the changes are fantastic. The new scenes, the animatronics are much better than they were.
Right.
So it's just the storyline, and that kind of brings it down a little bit.
Okay. How about Test Track? Test Track.
That's easy too.
Test Track.
Yep. E. Yep.
E.
Yeah, got to be. All right, let's move on to. Did I miss any in Future World? Do we want to classify like Turtle Talk?
Nah.
No.
Just
Nah.
lump it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to World Showcase, and let's go the normal way, the way that any normal person goes, and let's start out in Mexico. The Grand Fiesta Tour in Mexico.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I don't think that's as good as Journey into Imagination, so I'm going to say that's a B.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I agree with what you said that it's not as good as that one. I'm leaning towards C though because of the. No, I changed my mind. Going to B.
It's right on the cusp.
Yeah.
B minus, C plus, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
B
I'm gonna
plus
go.
minus. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with B on that one. Noel, what are your thoughts?
I was gonna say C, but again, this is another case of the rehab bringing it down a notch, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give it a solid B, only because of the rehab.
I agree with you. I miss El Rio del Tiempo, but I also think that the Grand Fiesta Tour has made the ride more popular than it was before.
It needed an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. El Rio del Tiempo it was screaming for an upgrade because it was so dated. I just don't like the way they did it.
And Annette, Annette, why don't you give your opinion? Then I have a story.
Well,
God
I
bless
was
you.
going to say low C, high B, just because when you start looking at all of the attractions in World Showcase, this is one that people are drawn to.
I don't know if we've ever told this story on the podcast before. Annette,
No.
Do you remember? You know where I'm going with this, right?
I know where you're going.
I know
oh,
where
gosh.
you're going too.
This makes it an E ride right here.
We went, and then I went to a Mexican restaurant in Orlando one time, and they had
And
a
we lost.
and
Maybe I don't know this story.
you know,
I thought we were going somewhere else.
I thought we were getting stuck on the boat because
I thought we were getting stuck in the boat.
That's another funny one.
Now I know
But-
what we're going to.
No, this
Okay.
one's even better. We went to Annette and I went to a Mexican restaurant in near Disney, and we went over there, and they had a mariachi band.
All
And the
women.
Yeah, and that's right, they were all in. And the mariachi band, mariachi band comes to our table and asks us, well, what would you like to what song would you like to hear? And I asked them if they knew to play the theme song to El Rio del Tiempo. I have never gotten such a blank stare from a group of Mexicans before.
No, but what they played was even better.
Yeah, they played the Mexican hat dance.
and
Or the
that's
cockroach.
wait a minute.
You know.
That's a better story than us
People watch
getting.
No, us getting stuck was hilarious.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody should have videotaped that because
And us rocking
Nothing
the
like-
boat to get it to go. I mean, come on.
nothing like a boat full of adults stuck.
Somebody check his better story status.
Yeah, well, anyway. Let's move on to China, because they have a film over there in China.
We're not doing Norway?
Oh, Norway. I forgot Norway. My bad.
We did a whole show on Norway. Can't wait.
Maelstrom. Newell, what do you think of Maelstrom?
Wow.
I'm going to say a solid C.
I would agree with you. I'm going to say C, but I have a feeling Disney would label it as a D because they can count that as like a thrill ride or something. For
I
some odd
agree,
reason.
and I would almost give it a D, but there's something telling me it's missing something enough for it to be a D. So I'm going to give it a solid C. Definitely
Yeah,
C.
I'm going with C. Scopa?
I'm going to go with C because I think it's a short ride. I think that obviously when you go down that dip and, you're in the North Sea or whatever, and you're seeing the trolls, that's about the highlight. And then after that, it gets kind of boring. So it's a C in my book.
Annette?
Definitely a C. It's at least when you're in Mexico, there's kind of a storyline to kind of follow, and it makes sense. It's very hard to follow that one.
Okay.
You got trolls and you got bull riggers, and I don't know.
That's what they have in Norway.
Let's go to China.
We're not going to do the film?
No,
Well, that
it's all
includes
part
the
of one
film.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk fast.
How about the China film, Annette? What are your thoughts on that?
I have no idea.
Well, garner a guess.
It's a film, so I would say B. It's a film.
Yeah, I'm kind of with an N on that.
Scopa?
I like the film, but it's a film. B.
B. Okay. Now, is that going to hold true? We'll move over to France. Are we all going with B as well?
France.
I'd say A for France. I think the B. I think China's film is better than France. So.
What happened to the American Adventure?
No, we're getting there. I just wanted to, make
No,
sense.
we just jumped across the world.
Yeah, we just jumped the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a B. The film's a B in my opinion. Maybe A.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for consistency. I think they're both on the same level, so I'll give it a B. If I give China a B, France gets a B.
Yeah.
How about-
B.
American Adventure, Newell.
I'm definitely gonna give that an E. It's probably the only E in World Showcase.
E.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, look at it. It's technically, it's an amazing attraction. Not to mention the storyline. It's just technically an amazing attraction.
I agree with you, but
It's the only E in World Showcase. Yeah, absolutely.
maybe I'm
You got to have one E in the World Showcase. You got to.
Scopey, you agree with this?
I agree. Well, first off, American Adventure is my favorite attraction in all of Walt Disney World, and the reason why it's my favorite is because it personifies what Walt Disney World is all about. It tells a story, and like Mike said, it uses every type of multimedia way of saying anything. I think it was way ahead of its time, and I think because of that, and because of all the audio animatrons and all the stuff that's involved and all the technology, you have to give it an E.
Now, see, I give it a D, and I'll tell you why. When you guys think of e-ticket attractions, we think of Expedition Everest, we think of Tower of Terror, we think of Splash Mountain, we think of Soarin'.
Doesn't have to be a thrill ride to be an E.
Soarin' isn't a thrill ride, but these are super headliner attractions at each of the parks. That's my point.
American
And you
Adventure is
guys-
a pretty big
and
headliner.
I don't equate it with that.
But
So
isn't
you would
that?
go ahead, go ahead, Annette.
Well, I was going to say, the way the park was built was so everything kind of pointed over to America. So it already was. They were already kind of pointing that to be a headliner. Don't you
Right.
think?
I respectfully disagree.
Well, first off, Soarin' lasts for less than 5 minutes.
Right.
Okay, and all it is a film with an erector set.
Right.
So how can you rank that higher than an attraction with a huge building with all these audio animatrons with a need to use computers to coordinate sound and music and
film
and all that stuff. So
Well, using that line of theory, then Pirates of the Caribbean is a boat ride, and Haunted Mansion is a cart ride. You know what I mean? You can't judge it. I agree with you 100%. That the show is amazing and these wonderful technology, but I'm just telling you, when I think of attractions in my mind, I don't put it on the same level as those other attractions I mentioned, and I gave it a D level.
But
it's not saying that I don't like it or it's bad or anything like that. It's not a reflection of that. I'm just looking at it from the when you have to rank the attractions relatively speaking, and that's how I see it.
okay, this is one of those times when I would really like to get feedback from our listeners.
yeah,
Okay. I agree. Let's see.
And I got to say, for somebody that I've gone backstage on this one and seen under the stage and seen, it's
I'd love to see that.
amazing. It is
Yeah.
amazing to see up close those scenes and to see all the technology on how this really works. The one that goes up and the one below it that's waiting to pop up in its place. It's amazing. If you get a chance to do a tour that takes you back there, it really is amazing.
Let's move on to Canada. Canada film. I had given France and China B's, but I'm going to give Canada a C. I think it's worth it.
I agree.
think so too. Love
Yeah.
the new change on this film.
I agree. That's one of the changes for the better. So I would have given it a B. Now it's a C.
I agree. How about the Kim Possible thing?
Oh wow, that's only because of what it is. I mean, it's a cell phone game. So to me, that's a solid C.
Yeah, I don't think I could really give it a B, or anything lower than a C, really.
Yeah, I think it's better than a B. It's not a D or an E, but it's definitely a C.
See, I definitely think it's a C because it's interactive. You've got the families working together. The technology's there. I think it's a C. Yeah.
Scopa?
I agree. It's one of those things where if you haven't experienced it, then you wouldn't understand why we're all giving it a C.
Yeah. Okay. Anything I miss? I think that's it, right?
Drinking maple syrup. That would be an A.
Well, that's it for us today. Don't forget that this episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And you know what? We may disagree about the American Adventure, but it's hard to disagree about the value of an All-Star Vacation Home. Lots to get there for a fraction of the price. It's really such a great value. So definitely check them out. Visit them online at www.allstarvacationhomes.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments. We won't answer them because we're at reunion. But when we get back, you can go to the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com, and we'll be sure to check on when we have a chance. For Len Testa, Mike Sopa, and Mike Newell, and of course, the fabulous Annette Owens. Annette, we love you. You're wonderful.
The Fab.
Fab.
I'm
Fab.
Matt Hotchkiss. We'll see you on the next show.
Yoo-hoo.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.